The following program may contain coarse language, violence, nudity, mature subject matter, or scenes which may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide toll-free, 800-610-7035. My email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV, and our main website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. And don't forget, X-Zone Nation, the X-Zone store is now open at www.thexzonestore.com. As well, we also now have the X-Zone Book Club. That's online. You can get past copies. I believe there's over 55 past editions of the X-Chronicles newspaper that are up there. I know Craig and the crew are going to be putting up more as the days go on. Plus, you can go to the xzonestore.com or the xzonebookclub.com and get your copy of the X-Zone Directory of Who's Who for 2014 online, in print form, or digital form. Wow, a lot is happening here in the X-Zone. You know, last night, X-Zone Nation, we had some very bad news while we were doing the show. We heard of the passing of one of the greatest comedians of all time, in my book, in my opinion, and I'm talking about Robin Williams. But what was the story behind the story? Was it suicide? Well, what we've got is we don't have the real answers that take time out after an investigation by the coroner's office, the law enforcement agencies, and so on. But Dr. Singh is with us, Dr. Jay Singh. He is an internationally recognized researcher, author, public speaker, and educator in the field of forensic mental health, having published over 45 journal articles, books, and chapters on research conducted in over 50 countries. Dr. Singh has lectured at Harvard University, Yale University, Columbia University, Cornell University, Brown University, Dartmouth College, and the University of Pennsylvania. Dr. Singh is a professor of epidemiology and violence risk assessment at Molde University College in Norway. The website, www.gifrinc.com, and you can follow Dr. Singh on Twitter at Jay P Singh PhD. That's JayPsingh PhD. And Doctor, thank you very much for coming on the show. I was a great fan of Robin Williams, but the information that we're learning over the past 24 hours, man, you know, it seems that the laughter was reminded me of a song that John Lennon wrote many years ago. Although I laugh and I act like a clown beneath this mask, I am wearing a frown.
Absolutely, Rob. It's certainly the case where I think so many of us are grieving the loss of a really central figure of all of our generations. This was an individual who didn't matter when you grew up. If you were on the planet today, you knew who Robin Williams was. He made you smile. He made you laugh. He was that everyman who just really, I think everybody saw a little bit of themselves in, whether it was the quirky, the weird, but really always put a smile on our face.
Oh, yeah, who can ever forget Nanu Shazbutt, Orc from Mork? Come on.
Of course. Come on now.
Yeah. Mind you, I think I just dated myself there, but what the heck? We're talking Robin Williams. We're talking about an iconic actor, an iconic comedian, and he's not with us today. The law enforcement agencies are now saying that he actually hung himself. And when you look at the movies, you look at the television, you look at the comedy shows that he's done, he didn't look depressed. Is this all part of the mental illness, social behavior that we are so used to seeing? Like, we don't talk about mental illness. We hide it instead of saying, all right, we've got a problem here. Let's investigate it. Let's help it.
Sure. I think, Rob, it's something where all of us, to an extent, when we meet new people or when we're trying to impress others, for some of us, it's even part of the job. I think about politicians, for example. We put on a facade of likability, a mask, if you will, that in a way shields us from negativity, shields us from things that perhaps are deeper down in ourselves. When I think about an iconic actor like Robin Williams, I think that anyone would not be hesitant to say that this was a character actor. We're talking about Mrs. Doubtfire, the genie from Aladdin. I mean, these were quintessential roles of his. Yeah. And this is one of the reasons why we loved him, is that he was so great at getting into someone else's skin, so great at taking on someone else's persona.
Doctor, stand by. You and I have to take a 2-minute commercial break. We'll be right back. Exonation, Dr. Jay Singh is my very special guest this hour. We're talking about depression, addiction, and bipolar this hour here in the Exxon, as we investigate every aspect of the world of the paranormal, science of parapsychology, quantum physics, you name it. We talk about it because you, the Exxon Nation, deserve to know the story behind the story. We'll be back. Don't go away. Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Named one of the world's greatest psychics, Elizabeth Joyce is now giving readings worldwide via Skype. Elizabeth Joyce is recognized for her clairvoyant ability to help find missing persons, her analysis of dreams, past life regression work, mediumship, and her accurate predictions. Elizabeth has been a frequent guest on the X-Zone radio show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, now for several years. For an appointment with Elizabeth Joyce, call 201-934-8986 or Skype at elizabeth.joyce. And for more information, you can always visit Elizabeth Joyce online at www.new-visions.com.
Do you have a dis-ease that you would like to alleviate through a natural means? Have you been contacted by angels, ghosts, or even extraterrestrials and want to validate these experiences? Or would you simply like to speak with someone who can help you find your life's purpose? I'm Dr. Joseph Mara, and I'm offering my services free of charge for first-time clients contacting me during the month of April. These free consultations include angel card readings, guided meditations, life coaching, and energy healing. If you have always wanted to explore these types of experiences but were skeptical or simply could not afford them, then take advantage of this free special offer. Contact me through my website, aguidinglight, spelled LITE.com, to schedule your consultation today. Until then, I offer you love, light, and laughter.
Welcome back to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. My special guest this hour is Dr. Jay P Singh, and Dr. Singh is the internationally award-winning president and CEO of Global Institute of Forensic Research. And the website is www.gifrinc.com, and you can follow Dr. Singh on Twitter at JP Singh, PhD, and that's JayPSinghPhD. I kind of had a crush on Pam Dauber, and after all, you know, in the TV series Mork and Mindy, her name was Mindy McConnell, and I figured, well, my name's McConnell, we've got to be related somehow, but we weren't. So then I tried to justify Pamela Anderson being related to me, and that didn't work out either. But let's get a little serious here. You know, like Robin Williams always brought smiles to many people. You know, you couldn't think of any of his movies without getting a smile on your face. Mrs. Doubtfire was one of my favorites. But what does that tell us? Hindsight is 20/20, Doctor. When you think back of the movies that you saw, the performances that you watched with and by Robin Williams, knowing what happened yesterday, was there anything that he was doing or saying that was a red flag?
You know, I think likely the most telling of any of the performances actually weren't any of his films per se, but was more his stand-up comedy, which entertained countless of us. You know, he was certainly a favorite of mine, of many people.
Yeah.
And when it came to his stand-up comedy, really the words that one immediately thinks of are things like energetic or manic. And really when it comes to bipolar disorder, as we call it, bipolar disorder is characterized by these very manic states, so these high highs that are followed then by these troughs, these depressive low lows. It's almost like this a cyclical roller coaster that one goes through emotionally, and that can be really devastating when played out over long periods. Now, certainly, taking a look at Mr. Williams' stand-up comedy, you could see not necessarily that depression, but could certainly see those manic traits and aspects coming out. And we do know from the research literature that individuals diagnosed with bipolar disorder are twice as likely to commit suicide as individuals who are not.
Wow. You know, why doesn't society open their hearts and say, all right, let's look at mental health. There's a problem here. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Why is mental health and the problems that so many people face in society because of mental health, why is it kept in the closet?
You know, this is one of these things I think a lot of us wonder about this, Rob, particularly after a tragic event like this happens. And really, you know, let's think about a biological disorder such as cancer, for example. We can biopsy that tumor, we can remove that tumor from the body, and hopefully remove any traces of cancer there. And all of a sudden, the individual is quote-unquote okay. They're treated, they're cured. When it comes to something like depression or bipolar disorder, these are also biological diseases. These are biological problems. Over the past several decades, brain scanning technology, our understanding of neurology has improved to the point now where we know that at the end of the day, these individuals' brains function differently than individuals with perhaps, one would say, a typically functioning brain organs. And what ends up happening because of this is that just like you would never tell someone diagnosed with cancer, hey, snap out of it,
Yeah.
or, this is a character flaw in you, we need to be treating things such as mood disorders the same way and not saying, hey,